welcome to this, our second trip into the mall, but our first time in the spooky mall. I'm very, very excited to have all these cool people with me here today, and we're gonna play this awesome game. If you haven't already checked it out, Mall Kids is currently up on Kickstarter, and you should go check it out. But right now, let's go around and say hi to all these cool people we're playing with today. I'm gonna skip past me because I'm not cool. Hi, Matt!
It's not true at all.
It's
very cool. Hi, I'm Matthew. Pronouns are he and him. I wrote Mall Kids. It's kind of a blown out, weird teen mall influenced version of Grant Howitt's Honey Heist. And you can check out the full expansion zine on Kickstarter right now.
Perfect. It's Gabe.
Hi, I'm Gabe. Gabe James Games on Twitch, Twitter, and pretty much everywhere else. I'm very excited to be a mall kid. I haven't been a kid for a while, but I was at a mall a week ago. Never mind. Either way, I'm very excited.
Were you about to say you've never been at a mall?
I don't know. Words are weird.
Okay. Again, that's cool.
Oh, he, him. Yes.
There we go.
Hi, I'm Kaylin. I did the 3 covers now for Mall Kids, which is very, very exciting. I'm KKAMABR on Twitter. That's where I hang out. And is that all the things? I think that's all the things. Oh, she, her, hers. That's important. And we are going to the mall. This is my second time playing a streamed game of Mall. The second time I've ever played Mall Kids.
We don't play it a lot. Let's be very honest. We do not play it a lot, but we spend a non-zero amount of our time talking about it.
When we play Mall Kids, it's for the content, apparently.
Truth.
Perfect.
I'm excited to go back to the mall.
Yeah, I'm excited. We were talking about this before we started, that last time it was absolute chaos.
Yes,
it was pretty wonderful, but this time, I don't know. I don't know if the chaos is going to be caused by us or something else.
Malevolent
chaos
spirits.
Chaos of a supernatural brand, perhaps.
That's right.
Perfect. So do you want to tell us what's sort of different about the expansion and like what you've changed so far, Matt?
Yeah, so just in general, the expansion zine is actually a collection of little mini expansion modules. So I think there's about like 6 or 7 modules that augment the game and change some of the rules. And then there's a bunch more content that is just new rollable tables for teens, for malls, for scenarios. We have a couple of pre-written malls going in. So if you just want to like pick up and play a scenario, you can do that without actually creating anything. What we're going to be doing today, though, is a module called Spooky Mall. And Spooky Mall has 2 major differences to the main game. The first is it takes the what's called the beat and scene structure, and instead of it being throughout the workday, it is now throughout the night. So we are going to be at the mall at night after closing, getting into our potentially supernatural shenanigans. And then the other thing that's different is instead of having the standard stats of corp and cred, because your work ethic and street cred don't make a whole lot of difference at the mall at night when there are possibly ghosts and demons and weird stuff about. We will instead be using teen and spooky as our stats. And spooky is basically whenever we will use that stat when we are investigating mysteries, when we are experiencing the paranormal, when we are trying to keep our cool in the presence of ghosts and goblins and things. And then teen is pretty much anything else. It's our knowledge of them all. It's interacting with regular human beings, just being a kid in general. And it's kind of the default when it's not spooky. As always, we start at 3 on both of those. Throughout the game, we'll be shifting our stats one way or the other based on our experiences. And in this module, if you max out teen, you become stubborn and unwilling to entertain the paranormal. If you max out spooky, you become enraptured and kind of sort of taken by the supernatural, and you may lose a little bit of touch with the regular teen mall world. So that's the main differences here with Spooky Mall. And
Are you saying I can become a teen wolf? Is that like
you can be a teen wolf, past, present, and future. You can however you want that. That can be the end state. That can be the run state of the game.
I'm sold. Hold on. Where's the Kickstarter link?
That's what we're doing here, folks. We are getting them backers.
That's not a joke. I'm serious.
That's right.
I found it. All right, keep going.
Nailed it. So that's pretty much what we're doing here. Otherwise, the game is very much based on the core mechanic of Honey Heist, which is these 2 stats and rolling underneath of a stat as they fluctuate up and down and possibly maxing out. The scene and beat structure basically just says that there's going to be predetermined beats throughout the evening. In this one, we're going to go through twilight, sunset, dusk, night, dawn, and sunrise. And each of those beats has some prompts that go along with it, or we can just kind of organically follow the story we're telling. And one of the big things that I wanted to reinforce in Mall Kids is an act of the narrative ownership. So there's no GM here. We're all going to be playing as characters. And in each of those beats, each one of us gets to define and kind of run a scene. We can include other people, other players, other NPCs. We could just have it be ourselves. It can be an internal monologue. It can be a wide shot of the parking lot. It can be literally anything. So all of us are going to have equal opportunity to kind of run scenes and shape the story in our own way. So I think that's pretty much all you need to really know about Mall Kids to enjoy the weirdness that's about to ensue here. I saw an Insta buy in chat, so that's thank you very much.
Perfect. I have specifically selected dice where I'm like, these are the ones for tracking it, and I was like, this spooky looking one is like, it looks like it has ghosty stuff, and I was like, that's for tracking my spooky stats.
Good.
And then I have separate dice for rolling. These are only for counting my stats.
Yes.
Separate.
Yeah. Oh, there's also a character sheet which we have completely neglected to provide to our players here today. But another great option for Mall Kids is that you don't actually need the character sheet. Caitlin did an amazing job designing that character sheet. It fits on a half sheet of A5 paper. So like to give you an idea of like how little information is being tracked here. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
That's all
reversed.
character sheet. So again, it's mostly narrative stuff. You can just do it on a scrap piece of paper. Really, it's just a couple of traits, a name, some pronouns, and tracking those 2 stats. That's really the only paperwork we're going to be doing here today. And then we'll kind of like make note of the scenario that we're going to be getting into.
Perfect. Let's do it. How are we going to decide who's roll? Like, are we going to roll or pick off the chart? How are we going to decide who gets to do the roll if we roll?
I mean, we can do whatever. That's the thing. So in some of the specific words here, when defining the scenario, you can choose from these options or roll a die to see which you get. You can use these new options with any other scenario options that make sense, adjust them for a new setting, or create your own options to match. So basically, I wrote 24 pages just to say, do whatever you want. I'm a writer. That's what we do. So yeah, I think what I normally like to do is I like to create characters first.
Yeah.
Just so we're not like, oh, I'm going to create the perfect character for this situation that we're in. I like creating kids and then purposely choosing a situation that is ill-befitting of their skill sets.
Yeah.
So for character creation, which we can just jump right into unless anybody has any questions. Pause for questions.
No, let's make characters. Let's do it.
Okay, so you start with some narrative stuff. You choose your character's name and pronouns. You choose their look, hair, eyes, build, clothing, hair, eyes, build, and then style, clothing, accessories, and attitude. Basically, those are all you need to do. And this can be just a couple of adjectives. This does not have to be, I saw a poll recently that asked, how many pages worth of backstory do people do for their games? And I'm like, 3 words, 4 words, pretty much my backstory limit. So that's what we're doing here. So again, you can roll, there's tables to roll on, or just make stuff up, or we can workshop stuff. But otherwise, yeah, we just kind of go with it. I'm trying to remember what my character's name was the last time we played, because I'm
Yeah.
immediately trying. I think I'm trying to use the same name. I think my
Don't
character's
do
last
it.
name was Kai, so I'm not going to be Kai
It
again.
was. It totally
It was.
was. That was definitely your name. Oh my gosh.
Fun fact, that is the nickname my grandma used to call my grandfather. So
Aw.
that's my fun go-to name. Let's look around the room and just like what inspires me.
I just because you just oh my god, Blizzard Star remembers is Kai, Val, Julia, and Steve-O. That was the names of our characters last time.
Is Blizzard Star? Are you the one who drew our name tags? Because
That was someone else. Blizzard Star drew did a drawing of all of us at the food court,
Right.
and Darkus Argentum, I believe, is their Twitter handle, made the name tags.
Okay, yeah.
Those
So
name tags were so good.
no pressure, no obligation here. But if
But
there's
also
if there's name tags and fan art after the end of this stream,
I think we'll cry.
I will cry. I will retweet. We will. Yes, I will have to go forth. That's how Caitlin and I are friends, by the way. Is she did fan art of a game I wrote like 2 years ago.
oh my
That's amazing.
god.
Literally how I met Caitlin. Okay, back to actually focusing on playing the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have one for Gabe and me already because Gabe knew what name they wanted. What name you wanted. And then I just did what you did, Matt. I literally looked around my room and I was like, that.
Well, okay, so let's be fair. The name Alton is a real name, but I definitely looked at the Alt key on my keyboard and came up with it. So
I love it. I'm literally.
the Alton.
Gabe is Eugene, he, him.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm literally editing them on the screen. That's just
No, it's fine. I appreciate it.
Oh my god, that's so good.
We
I'm
do it
happy.
live.
That's what happens when you get to make it up on the spot. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. I remember what I did last time. I wanted to do something
Alton
different.
Key. Yes, Blizzard Star. His name is Alton Key.
Elton Key.
Alt
okay.
Key for he goes by Alt Key. Still hasn't found Control, a kid named Control, to be his best friend. Once they find Delete, they will be unstoppable.
Man.
Oh, we got things going on in chat.
Yeah. We just had some gift subs
Tomato
happen.
Cartoons. I know who that is.
Yeah.
Hi.
You do.
Okay. Focus on playing this game. Jesus. I'm good at making games. I never once said I was good at playing games.
At least you know who you are.
right.
I remember what I was last time. I'll do something else. Okay.
All right.
Do we want to say what we're doing so that we don't overlap? Like,
We can. I made some inferences about Eugene from the name and the kind of voice
Hey.
choice that was going on.
How
Hey.
dare you?
You don't know.
And it's not a judgment. It's just I know like maybe there's another lane I should play in if we want to have no, I'm definitely thinking of I thought a lot about the tropes that make Scooby-Doo the cast
Okay.
and saying like what's the opposite of all of these characters.
Ooh.
So if
So
we're
do-
ready, I you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
You wanna
I'm.
talk about it?
Is
So
everyone else cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted so the character I had in mind was playing like the like that handsome, kind of like built leader guy, but he's actually just like a football player who stumbled in and doesn't know what's going on and is just kind of like along for the ride. So Alton Key is on the varsity football team. He works at like the J. Crew analog in the mall. The I don't know, the Hollister, the Abercrombie, the whatever is that we have in our mall. He probably is just paid to stand at the entrance of the store and like pretend to put clothes away, but he's really just there to like physically be there to look like he's there.
He's a real life like mannequin model,
right?
Like...
This is how you can pay an underage teen to be a model effectively. Is you pay him to be like a stock boy and just like make his area the front of the store.
Lizard Stars, it says dumb jock rights.
Yeah, I didn't say he was dumb. I said he was the opposite of like the leadery guy. So that's Alton Key, and I think the reason he ended up here because I feel like he might be a little bit of an outsider to the group being put together by everybody else. I think he was dared to spend the night in the mall. I think there might be. We'll get there. We'll get to like describing what they are, but I think there's probably some rumors floating around at school about the mall at night. So I think like he like his courage was questioned by other high school boys. So naturally, he is going to spend the night in the mall to protect.
So it's Alton Key, and I heard he him.
Yes.
Okay. I can go next if no one else. I'll just go really quick. I went with Drew, and that came about because I looked at a Legend of Drizzt thing, and I was like, hi, I'm a nerd, but Drew isn't. Actually, Drew might be a little bit of a nerd. I went with Drew works in security, and they are somewhere between like a jock and a nerd, because their goal is that they want to save the day. They have this like superhero mentality of like they're like they think they can be much more impressive than just mall security. They're like, I'm gonna do such a one day, I'm gonna be the hero. They really wanna to like do I did everyone's asking. Drew isn't, yes.
Drew isn't.
Oh no, yeah, I wrote Drew DREW, which we will. And they have they she pronouns.
They, she? Okay.
Yes, which I love. Who wants to go next?
Sorry, I'm writing. I can go. Ooh. Okay, so I'm playing Lola. She's kind of a little bit preppy. She's a little bit like kind of always excited. She's excited to be wherever she's at, but doesn't always like have the full awareness of her energy levels don't always reflect, the mood of the room. She works at the pretzel cart. Kind of when she was looking for jobs at the mall, I think maybe it's more popular. But she probably would have wanted to work at maybe like a Forever 21 or something, and ended up at the pretzel cart out of, no openings. So she's at the mall. I do work at the mall, just maybe I won't always say I work at the pretzel cart. I don't know what she's doing in the mall at night, but we can figure that out, I think, after everyone's been introduced.
Yeah, I guess I was still looking at the old list where it was like, what do you want to do? And I think that thing was like save the, but I think that still works into the being there at night. It's like, hey, if like I think they probably are the kind of person that would have like when the idea came up, it's like, we can't do that. That's against the rules. But then like, okay, well, if it's gonna happen, I have to be there, and like I need to make sure everyone is like safe. And if anything bad happens, don't worry, I'll be there to fix it.
Sense.
Gabe, tell us about Eugene.
So my name is Eugene. I guess I'm kind of a nerd, but I don't know. I feel myself as kind of a scene kid. I do work at the clothing boutique, but it's because I feel like clothing has voices, and I don't know. I want to see what voices come from the different people that wear the different kinds of clothes, and I think I'm a little excitable, but my mom calls me eccentric. So I figured one of the nicest ways to talk to people is when we're all kind of stuck together in a mall at night, because then they're stuck with me. Oh, that's bad, huh? It's fine.
I'm sure it's unrelated, but just literally getting up and walking away from that is, I like it.
You know what? I think Jess just. I bet you Jess has a crush on Eugene. Shh. Our secret.
Okay. Then the only other, so yeah, there's a kind of like a what do you want to accomplish thing, but like totally do that in the moment. That doesn't have to be like a set in stone type of thing. And then the only other part of character creation is to make a note of your stats. Teen and Spooky both start at 3, and throughout gameplay, as you succeed and fail on certain rolls, those will change. And you can also choose to flip them one way or the other by acting out a certain type of scene, just to kind of keep things in check. But ultimately, that's kind of easier to figure out in the moment than really try and speak about it. So now that we have all of our kids, we can talk about the scenario. So usually this is like what kind of mall it is, and then we talk about like what's going on in the mall that day and who's kind of causing it. So usually this is something like, the mall is closing down, or a new kid showed up, or there's
we did a fashion show or something like that in our last one.
We had a fashion show. We totally had a fashion show. And the new mall management was messing stuff up.
How dare they?
How dare Kai's dad do that? It was a really robust story for where we started to where we ended up.
We did a lot.
A lot of work. So here, the what's going on is usually kind of like, what's the rumor mill, right? Like, what are the kids talking about? What do they think is happening? What's something that like they're seeing and is unexplained? So this could be the table that I have pre-written here is missing people, animals behaving strangely, unidentified flying objects, disturbing sounds, unexplained phenomena, or paranormal research. So we can choose off that list, we can roll, we can make something up. I think all we have so far is that there's some kind of rumor that the kids are aware of, and Alton was dared to be here. It sounds like Drew, they are stepping in to save, like they think they're protecting. I'm imagining Drew like in their car in the parking lot. Like, if somebody comes to the mall at night, I'll be here for that.
Like, it's not even my shift, but I'm here.
Right. They just make sure that they're always hanging out around closing to make sure no one gets left in.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we can kind of, maybe we should talk about like, what do we think's going on? And then we can talk about how everybody is responding to it. Like, what's their goal in relation to that? So, does any of this, like what's going on stuff, sound interesting? Or does anybody have any other suggestions? Or I suppose we could, if you want to involve chat, we could see what kind of weird, terrifying, horrible things they have in their brains.
Yeah, chat, what's happening in the mall?
Yeah,
what have we heard?
I'm cool to like, if chat, you want to suggest some cool stuff, we'll consider it.
Yeah.
We're at the mall and it's overnight, right?
Yeah, so our story is going to play out like, basically imagine mall security locking up, the gates are coming down, and somehow like we've hidden away, or we've snuck in, or we know a back door, like we propped an access door open. However, we kind of like end up in the mall.
So what if there's some like unexplained phenomena, but it only happens like after a certain time?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to be in the mall at night.
Yeah,
it's like a rumor maybe started or originating with security or something. The people who, if anyone is here at night, like that department, there's been whispers and it's been picked up by some of the other crews in the mall.
Chat has to offer us haunted murals ? Which intrigued. A phantom store that shows up at night. Strange men in black show up and you have no idea why.
Like a secret, like it's like a pop-up shop but for ghosts. Like,
yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's what I'm either imagining like the mall, like it's a ghost mall at night, or like it's one of those weird like kind of occult stores pops up, and if you know how to get in, you can buy like haunted relics and stuff.
So what if there's a door and you don't even see what's inside of the shop, but you have to figure out
Yeah.
like who people are going in and out the door, and it could be ethereal people of some sort. There's a
Yeah.
code or something, and someone knows, and or one a kid went through the door and never came out.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. So I think there's a door that let's say it shows up at midnight-ish or sundown. Let's do sundown. So I don't want to be like the action to be too late in the game. So let's say the door shows up at sundown, and then that'll be our second beat of sunset. Is the door will appear, and then we'll find out what's behind the door, I guess. And then if we want to, we can kind of choose who's messing stuff up. So on this list, I have things like ghost, ghoul, or poltergeist, shapeshifter or doppelganger, aliens, a shady government agency, a weird cult, or a gross monster. Again, we can set that now, and that can be like we're working towards something, or we can just kind of throw this out for a moment and just say like, we have a weird door. Let's find out what's behind the weird door together.
Yeah, I like the idea that we don't know yet, personally.
Yeah.
I don't know what other people think. But could also just be ghosts, because I mean, it's always ghosts. Hashtag it's always ghosts.
Hashtag it's always ghosts.
Yeah. Weird guy aliens meme, but it just says ghosts instead.
Ghosts.
Yeah. I feel like that, like he probably talks about ghosts too. Like, right? He's got to talk about ghosts. All right. So that's what we have then. Do we want to just jump? Are we ready? Are we ready to do this? Are we ready to arrive at the mall?
I think so.
Awesome. Okay, so our first beat is Twilight, which is assessing the scene, defining truths, and making assumptions. So this can be a mixture of if you want to describe how you arrived at the mall, or why you're at the mall, or if you can totally just jump right into like you're at the mall. What are you doing there? Since I've already kind of fleshed out why Alton's here, I think the scene's pretty straightforward. But I think Alton is like in probably like someone's mom's minivan is at like the far edge of the parking lot, and it's got like 7 or 8 like teen football players in it. So it's like absolutely packed, and like they're just kind of like waiting for the mall to close down, and then like eventually like the door opens and they kind of shove Alton out, and they're all laughing and snickering, and Alton's trying to put on that courage face, and he shoves his hands in his leather jacket, and he starts like walking off to the mall. And when he gets to the building, he's like has no idea how to get in. So I think he's kind of like poking around the mall, like back entrances, like the employee entrances. And Jess, if you're interested, this might be an interesting place to have Drew intercept. If you'd like.
I was totally thinking that. I was thinking if you're like rattling on one of the doors, Drew will like just appear behind you and be like, "What do you think you're doing?"
Yeah, no, Alton screams for sure. Like he's already at like 100. He's already like not interested in this. So I think he yells and then like immediately tries to compose himself as if somehow you didn't notice. Like he's gonna try and play it. I think he says like, I left my. I think he says he left his jacket inside. I think that's like immediately his response is like as he's wearing a jacket, he says he left his jacket inside. So he's like, that's his excuse. He's like, oh, I left my jacket inside. I could get my jacket. I got practice tomorrow.
Yeah, Drew is like standing there, and even as you like yelped, they're just standing there looking at you, and as you say you forgot your jacket, they just like look down and they look back up. Did you?
I don't think he's gonna get it. I don't think he gets I think that Alton is not gonna understand the look. I think he's just gonna say, yeah. Can you help me get in? Do you know how to get in?
I mean, of course I can get in. I have the keys. But you need to give me a better reason than you forgot the jacket that you're currently wearing.
I think he's gonna look over and see like the kids in the minivan, like maybe like flip the lights, like they're like really questioning him right now. So I think he's like, fine, I gotta get inside and see the door.
Ah, the door.
I think he's like kind of like he's like gonna shrink a little bit. I think he's like a big guy, but he's like that was a defeat for him. So I think he's gonna like kind of like crumple on himself just a little bit. He's not used to asking for help.
Okay, come on. Let's like Drew looks around. Like, come on, we're gonna go in the side door. I don't want to be seen letting someone in after hours. Come on.
All right. And I think that's us. I think that's Alton getting in the mall. So that's my scene. So we can keep things easy. Like we can go in a rotation, or we can just like whoever like wants to build on that or has an idea. Like we can just jump in. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So it'd probably be panning to like the clothing boutique where Eugene works. And assumedly there's like a fitting room right nearby.
Okay, it's almost time. Okay.
And like comes out of the fitting room.
Okay, no, but I guess I'll just walk around until I find somebody.
Could I insert myself into the scene as well?
Go for it.
Could we say that the two of us are also like are a duo here? And I'm like, you hear like behind the changing room next to it. Are we going? Are we going now?
Yeah, yes. I forgot you were next to me.
Okay. And she'll come out of the like kind of peek out door and be like, do you even know where we're going?
No, not at all.
Okay.
That's perfect.
That's all you need.
We'll head out into the mall.
The mall. The wild mall.
I feel like it probably has that like, you know, being places at night, just that sensation of it's this is a place that's normally full and bright is now empty and very dark. And it's like,
Yeah.
And probably like a type of quiet you wouldn't like have never ever heard in a space like this.
Yeah.
Jess or Caitlin want to do a scene?
Yeah, sure. So I'm gonna say that you know, we get around the corner because I wanted to get out of like sight of your van full of friends. You're like, okay, I'm not letting anyone else in. This is just you, right?
Yeah, it's just me.
It's just gonna be an in and out. You're gonna see the door, and that's it.
I mean, I gotta touch the door.
Okay, fine. Yeah, okay. Get in, see the door, touch the door, out.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's go. And like pulls out like, you know, a whole like ring of keys and like but somehow like and none of them are marked and many of them are very similar and yet somehow goes to exactly the right key and like opens the door and it's like come on in and like locks the door behind you. Like let's go.
Where are we going in? Where are we on the other side of that door?
On the other side of the door, we end up in kind of like a wing of the mall, where that's like it's not the most popular stuff. It's a little bit like of a dark corner wing. There's even like probably an empty stall or two.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just a better place for like sneaking in because Drew knows what's up. And yeah, Drew's like, come on, Jacket. This way.
I like Drew is so confident in this approach that they're not even like trying to sneak, but Alton's sneaking. Like he's like trying to hunch, like he's trying to be small and sneak, and like Drew is making 100% no effort to do that because they're just confident in this route.
Yeah.
I love it. Awesome.
Drew knows this mall like the back of their hand.
Yes. Awesome. Caitlin, you got anything?
I think the next scene would have to be then Eugene and Lola like making their way through the mall, like through like empty. We never figured out, is this like large mall, like, or is it a
we
small
didn't.
size mall? We never talked about that.
Like,
Like 2-story where you can see over the balcony to the downstairs, or is it just a single mall with like the 4 hallways and like that's it? Like, what size are we looking at here?
yeah, I was thinking just like a big mall, but still just like a 1-story,
Gotcha.
like the kind of like classic plus sign
Mhm.
wing type of mall, but big enough that like 4 teens could be scurrying around and not get caught. Type of big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Lola and Eugene are kind of like making their way down the hallway in the very, very dark mall. Are Eugene and Lola just in the mall afterwards, or are we looking for the door as well?
I'm looking for everybody else. I came here to make friends.
Excellent. I love the thought that like Lola was maybe like like after her shift was in your store, like just like quick shopping before closing, and then you were like, "Hey, I'm doing this thing. You
Yeah.
want to make friends with me?" And she's like, "Yeah, okay, let's go." And like, so neither of them have any idea what they're doing. So I think the 2 of them are making their way like down. And
Eugene probably doesn't know there's a door.
yeah. I don't know if Lola would be privy to it either.
This is good.
So I think the 2 of them are making their way down the hallway, and I was like, maybe if we're gonna like hang out with people, we might need like people to hang out with. Maybe.
Well, they should be here soon.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess they keep walking. And I
Should-
think
Should we bump into each other?
I was gonna say I think this scene ends at the crossroads of the hallways, and
Yeah.
the 2 groups I think meet up.
People.
Well, no shit, you were right, huh?
Yeah.
Are you
think Alton-
authorized to be walking through the mall right now?
Elton is trying to pretend to be a shopper. Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna look at a window display. Like,
Totally normal at night.
I'm just fine. I'm supposed to be here.
If I say yes, is there a possibility that you will believe me?
Are you here for the door?
What door?
Well, this one's here for the door.
What?
Is
There's
that like where the people are?
oh, the
That could
door.
be what you're looking for.
Define people.
Like
Multiple persons.
I think
you're a
Alton likes,
people,
like,
you're a people.
Gets engaged and sticks his like he kind of like comes around Drew's shoulders like they're ghosts, okay? They're ghosts. We're gonna see the ghosts and we're gonna leave. There's nothing to be scared of. There's no reason to be scared of ghosts.
What?
I mean, that's what people are saying. But obviously, that's nonsense. Ghost talk.
What?
So
Is
what
this,
you're
like,
saying, you're
part of
not
your-
here for the ghost door.
We could be.
Are you here for the ghost door?
I'm escorting this one safely and quietly to the ghost door.
I gotta touch the door, okay? I gotta touch the door.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then this is a we're going to the door. Everyone
Yeah.
gets to check out the door,
Okay.
and then everyone is leaving safely and quietly, all right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
All right.
Door time.
Lola, friends.
It's Twilight.
You were right. You found people. I'm kind of impressed.
Me
Goal
too.
achieved. That's it. The game's over. Eugene achieved his goal of meeting people in the mall at night. We're all done. Thanks for coming. So that's Twilight. At the end of beats, people have the opportunity to do little micro scenes if they want to shift their stats. Usually it's, I mean, you can totally do it now at this stage, but it's a little kind of premature to do that. But if somebody wanted to like go real teen or go real spooky right now, now's an opportunity to do so. I don't think Alton hasn't. I think Alton is still like regular scared. I don't think he's paranormal scared yet.
I think
Wait.
I'm gonna go 1 teen and maybe down 1 spooky because
Okay.
I didn't know ghosts were a thing. That's not real.
Yeah.
It's code.
Okay, so when you, let's see here, you can voluntarily move 1 point from spooky to teen by closing yourself off from the paranormal or by clinging desperately to what you think is real. Describe how you do this and how this negatively affects your chances of surviving the night.
I just came here to see people, and they're talking about a ghost story, which sounds like they're probably crazy, but I'm gonna hang out with them because they seem nice. But you know what? I don't. I'll let them see their ghosts, and then we'll just get together and hang out and have fun, and it's cool.
I love it.
It's not ghosts.
That does
Weird.
sound like a teen thing. That does sound very
Alright.
teen.
So that's now you're at
Ghosts,
teen
right.
you're at teen 4 and spooky 2.
All right.
This is just what
Nice.
this is just what kids do. This is how they hang out and like do stuff.
As far as I know, yes.
Perfect.
They get together in the mall after hours, they go touch a ghost store, and then they hang out. That's how teens work.
Yep.
Average everyday teen hangout.
That's how I remember being a teenager. All right.
Perfect.
Okay. So then the next beat is sunset. Observe the strange, try to explain, or put on a brave face. Again, these are just prompts. These are just like little blurbs in the book to give you something to go ahead if you have a scene outside of those 3 prompts 100%. So I think the way I kind of envision it is like this is going to be the sunset hour. So at the end of this beat, whoever wants to do like our last scene, that'll probably be like the door has appeared. Like we've made contact with the door at that point. So if anybody wants, you can save that for last. Does anybody have?
I'd kind of like to do the door scene because I think it'll
Yes.
be shocking disbelief.
Yep. Okay.
I
So
like
Gabe
it.
will be doing our door scene.
I might have an
Um,
opening to
Yeah, we'll see.
sunset.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, I could start us then, since like I was like leading us and everything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant to like sunset. I have no idea for the door. No ideas for the door.
Yeah.
But you can go. Yeah, you can definitely go if you've got an idea.
All right. Well, since there's a few of us now, I guess we should all get acquainted. Jacket, what's your name?
I think he doesn't realize you're talking to him yet. I think he still legitimately thinks his jacket play was a good play. I don't think he understands yet.
Drew's just like exasperated.
I think he's kind of like frantically looking around. I think he like at this stage, I don't think anyone else, like I think Drew knows about the door. I think the other 2 are finding out about the door. I think Elton is the one who's been like fixated and obsessing about the door like all day. I think this was like second period he got dared to like come to this door, and I think he's been stressed about all day. So I think he's like very jittery. I think he's like looking around. I think every little echo and noise is like setting him off. So I think he's like missing the jacket joke.
I think Drew has seen the door before, but it definitely hasn't seen like ghosts or anything. It's definitely like, oh, this is just like a weird quirk thing. This is like a it's there because they're there at sometimes at night and stuff like that. So they and like they know people are fascinated with the door, but it's just a weird door. Like it's just thing, and so yeah, they're just like, okay. So I guess you didn't know. Well, I'm Drew. I'm technically mall security. Like, you know, I mean, at least temp staff kind of mall security. But anyways, not important. The point is that, you know, this is just weird door. Jacket here points to Alton, who claimed he forgot his jacket in the mall, and then looks.
Yeah, I think he's just like, I lied about the jacket. I'm just
Yes,
here for the
jacket. I
door.
know that. That's why I said what.
I think we'll get it that time. I think he sees the connection there. He's been found out, but yeah.
All right. So, you 2, what are your names? Sorry, I'm Drew. My getting distracted. We're and like is Drew still walking us too? It's like we are headed, we are moving, we are walking. People, come on, let's go. Like it's like brisk pace. You 2, what's you're just hanging out? Hang out time in the mall?
I just came here to make friends.
At the ghost store?
I didn't know there were ghosts, remember?
So wait,
How
you're
do you
just
not know, how do you not know about the ghost store?
I just heard there was people.
I mean, he was right. Like, you
Yeah.
guys like were here.
Yeah. See, it worked.
Hmm.
This is Lola.
I'm Lola. Hi.
Oh, I'm Eugene. I guess I should say that too.
That's Eugene.
Yeah.
Do we all go to the same school?
I think it's fun to say yes, but we could go to different schools if it makes it more interesting.
Yeah. I mean, from my personal recollection of high school, it seems like Alton and Lola would at least be in related circles.
Similar, yeah, adjacent
So
circles. Yeah.
it may not be a 1-to-1 mapping, but I'm assuming like they're probably at least aware of each other at this stage.
Yeah.
And I think it probably is funny at this point. Like he just notices. Like I think he just he's been so fixated like looking indoors, like constantly checking everything. So I think he probably like just figured out Lola was here. And then there's like kind of a look of like recognition, and then like immediately goes back to that like putting on the big tough guy look. Like I think immediately just
Oh no, there's someone I recognize here.
yeah, like somebody knows me, and it's just like immediately like puffs back up, hands out at the sides, shoulders. Like now he's like like very self-conscious of what he's been doing, so he's like all puffed up.
I was trying to. I guess we all. I'm trying to think of if Drew goes to the same school or a different school or what. I feel like.
Can I throw you a proposition here?
Yes.
I was thinking possibly like homeschooled, and
I was thinking that too. I was thinking Drew's homeschooled.
That gives Drew the free time to like be at this mall way more than they usually could, and like why it's okay that they're here late at night because there's no like 6 a.m. class or whatever.
Yep. I think I think that makes perfect sense. I think they're homeschooled, and they actually they didn't start like they didn't start going to the mall until a much older age, and then they were like fascinated, and they were like, this is a place, this is like a really special place. So that's why like their absolute fascination with the mall has to do with what it means to them. It's getting to see all these people. Like I think they really like just like people watching. They're fascinated by it. So and they have to protect this mall that they care about.
All blurred.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I like it.
Gabe, did you say Eugene was at the same school or a different school?
Eugene's probably at the same school, but Eugene's like basically a wallflower. Just kind of there, but people might not have noticed that. Oh, are you the new kid? Nope, been here for
Since kindergarten, man. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sat next to you in biology last semester.
Sat behind you all through Miss Cook's science class. Like
we literally just had class together last period, but whatever.
Right. We just walked out of the same class.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Amazing. I love it. That's perfect. Okay.
I got something, unless Caitlin came up with a scene in the interim that you'd like to do.
I mean, mine is moving towards door things, so if there's something you want to do.
I got mine's pre-door. No, I think at this stage, I think this is like as we're walking through the mall, Alton kind of like not subtly at all, just kind of like drifts to like walk next to Lola, and he's just like, I think his goal here is to kind of like repair what he believes to be kind of like an issue with credibility, with reputation. So I think he's like, I think he's just like, look, I know this guy. I knew this guy in high school. He was a nice guy, but like pressures, like you're a teen, you do what all the other teens tell you to do. So we're exercising high school demons here, literally and figuratively. So I think he kind of like falls in step. I think he's relaxed a bit from puffed up to a more kind of like cool, laid back. I think hands are back in pockets, but I think it's like kind of like a laid back attitude. And I think it's just like I think he's like searching for something, and he's like, so how are the pretzels?
salty.
I love
The
this
same.
so much.
I don't know. They're like, I haven't gotten fired yet, so I think I'm doing an okay job.
That's cool.
I like him.
Eugene likes them.
He's had one for way too long. Gabe actually has a pretzel.
I'm
here.
like,
Oh my gosh!
Gabe, are you eating a pretzel? Because this is everything I need in my life right now. I think like he's like, so what, you know this kid? You guys like a thing?
Oh, Eugene's my mall buddy.
Good job, Eugene.
So that's all. That's cool. That's all right. That's fine. Whatever.
I think he's jealous.
You want to be my mall buddy too, Alton?
Oh, yes.
It's not a big deal. It's all right. But I think he stays walking next to me. So that's all I had.
Excellent.
I just want to make Elton awkward. That's
Good.
pretty much what I'm doing here. That's my personal goal tonight.
I think any like awkwardness of a situation goes over. Like she's just interactions are interactions. Like she has no grasp of the like. She's got the low insight. She can't. She doesn't read into the awkwardness.
Right. It's a more authentic engagement than like Elton is certainly here. Like with social progress in mind. Like there's a real goal here. So there's like structure, and I think Lola's just like having a good time.
Just having a conversation. Like
All right. That's all I had. So, Caitlin, why don't you take us up to the door?
My thought is the door always in the same spot, or is this a thing that people see other places? Because my thought was maybe we need to visit a directory.
That's interesting.
Any correlation?
I don't know. Like, if we want to empower Drew even more, I kind of like the idea that the door does move, and yet Drew has figured out the system somehow. Like whatever it does move constantly, but Drew does know where it's going to be tonight somehow. And I don't even think we know. Like, I don't even want to explain how that works. Because let's leave that up.
As long as I don't have to explain it, then
I think let's leave it open, because maybe it's just a feeling, or maybe you've literally got a logbook of every place the door has ever appeared, and like I don't care. Like let's leave that open to interpretation.
So then as we're walking, like Drew is literally stopping, like nope, like continues us on, like nope, continues.
Yeah, I think Drew is taking us directly to the door.
I love it.
So do we want to be? Lola? Do we want to be at the door? Yeah, Caitlin, do you want to do a scene, or is there anything in particular, or do we want to jump to?
That was kind of what I had, was like how figuring out my scene would have been. How we get there.
That's also cool. Okay. Like when you do a scene, you don't have to be in the scene. You could just like ask questions and put other people in scenes too. So that's good too. So I like that.
So Gabe, does it look? Does it look like? Because then after the way you described it, I was then thinking that like literally as we were walking along, Drew was like you sort of said, almost going through their checklist and being like, oh, it's not here today, therefore we're going to try the next spot. Like, and that's it's a progressive.
I kind of imagine it as like Drew knows where the door will be tonight. And I don't want to explain why or how yet, because that can be fun and interesting to explore later.
Okay.
But I think that was always my from the way you described Drew kind of like marching us through the mall, that Drew knew exactly where this door was going to show up tonight before it even showed up. Because I want to inject a little weirdness into what we're doing here.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
And I think we're ready for Gabe to show us the door.
So it was, as we're walking to wherever it is, I assume Drew just points out where it should be. And then when we turn that corner, from what I know is going to lead to the bathrooms, like there's 2 unisex bathrooms on either side, and then just an end of the hallway. But at the end of the hallway, there's a door.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a moment of, Drew, you were
in the mall, right?
Yep.
When did they install a third bathroom?
They didn't.
What's that?
I present to you the door.
I think Elton goes a little rigid. Like maybe even stops walking.
It's not a joke.
No. It's a weird door.
I'm like looking around.
They're bored kids. As they watch, are they filming me? That was funny. That was
Are we
funny.
being punked right now? Because
I think
where's
so.
Ashton Kutcher? That would be excellent.
I go up to the door.
Okay, I get it. It's one of those. It's gonna lead me to ghosts. I'm gonna open this door. There's gonna be something in there, right? It's not just gonna be a wall.
And I grab it and I pull it open. And I feel like almost like a TARDIS kind of thing. Maybe there's a whole separate mall in there.
I love that idea so much. That was one of the first thoughts I had.
We went from ghost store to ghost mall.
Oh
And-
my god.
He kind of just
Isn't that an outer wall?
slams.
Whoa. Did you just open the door?
Yes, he
What?
definitely did. Yeah.
Is that
You asked to come see the door. You didn't talk about opening the door.
nobody's opened the door before?
To be fair, that's like what doors are for, is to like.
I just needed
Yeah.
to touch the door, guys.
Wait, what?
What did you do?
I don't know. I open it again. And I feel like when I open it again, there's like an ethereal pair of eyes, and then I shut it again. Eyes.
Yeah.
I as like a yes and I want us to go through that door, and I think what happens is it swings open the other way. It goes like in, and then
You shut it and
suddenly
it just keeps going.
like yeah, you shut it, but it just opened the other way.
Ooh.
And I think like I imagine we're in this like little kind of narrow off back hallway that goes to these bathrooms. I think from the lip of the door or that hallway, all these like ghostly patrons just start shuffling in, and it's kind of just like we're just swept in like a crowd. Like a crowd is basically pushing us through this door. And even if we try and resist it, but like we end up on the other side of this door, and then we just hear it shut. We hear it shut behind us. And that is the end of Sunset.
Oh my god.
So again, at the end of a beat, we can do manual changes to our stats if you want. I think Elton at this point is going to do a spooky to teen move, and I think Elton is just going to like. I don't want to go too far into this mall. I don't like that's our next beat, but like I imagine like we're just on the other side of this door, and I think like he's just kind of like sitting there, and he's probably like doing like his like football psych out routine, and he's just like pumping his arms and his fists, and he's like maybe like putting his fist in his hand, and he's just like, it's not ghosts. Ghosts aren't real. There's no such thing as ghosts. Just a stupid door. It's a stupid extra mall. I don't care. And I think he's like convincing himself to be ignorant of what is going on. So I think he's going 14 too spooky. Does anybody else want to do a stat scene really fast?
Ghosts are real. Demon doors are real. What else is real?
I think I'm gonna go back to 3-3.
The only thing we are certain of is that you can totally meet friends at the mall at night.
You can totally make friends with them.
That is the only truth that we are aware of at this moment. Okay. So we can do dusk really quick.
Mhm.
We can run through that and take a break, or we can take a break now.
Yeah, what are we thinking?
I think we can, if we blow through this
dusk?
next beat a little
Yeah.
bit quickly, then we
Yeah,
can
'cause
be
then
like
we're half and
halfway.
half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
that's
think we're
perfect.
halfway. So if we can
Yeah.
do that in 15. Okay, so the prompts for dusk are losing the light, make a strange discovery, or have an encounter.
Oh!
We're right on track.
Yeah, we did it. We're telling the
There.
right story.
All right. Does anybody have an immediate scene for getting whisked through this door by a crowd of spectral patrons, the door closing behind us?
I was gonna say when the spectral crowd showed up that Drew was like, "Hey, no pushing, and then like, and then we got pushed through anyway."
Yeah.
And Drew is like on the other side, just all indignant, like, "I said no. That was really rude. You know, we have rules in this mall. Well, I don't know about this mall. This is a different mall." Is this like our mall but mirrored? Like, what are we?
That's
like...
what I was gonna suggest that we should discuss. Like, one of the beats should be we figure out if this is just like an inverse mall or if it's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
My whole thing here is how we can rip off Stranger Things without completely violating copyright. So this is not the upside down. This is the side by side.
Yeah. I assumed it was Mirror Mall, like it was.
I like Mirror Mall. This also gives Drew an opportunity to still be competent over here.
Yeah, that's what.
Being like a
because
mirror image.
A little bit of brain work to try to figure things out backwards, but like you still have the knowledge.
Yeah. That's all I think for Drew's scene is I was gonna be like that, and then like when we got inside, be like this.
Yep. I was literally just gonna say this, and then Darkest Argentum read my mind through the internet and said the door moves after it closes, and I 100% think that is.
Yeah, that's the adventure. We have to find the door.
That has to be a part of whatever's going on here. Is that the door is not here anymore, and maybe that'll allow us to explore how Drew knows where the doors are a little bit.
Okay, so then for Drew's opening scene, I think we get pushed through. Drew is very unimpressed with the rude behavior of these mall guests, and then like turns around to get through the door, and the door isn't there anymore, and they're just like, the door. Okay, it moves, but it doesn't move the same night. I mean, there's other places it sometimes can be, but not in the same night.
I didn't even get to touch the door. Do you think that's gonna?
Oh, you're in.
Yeah,
Does this count?
Points for
I didn't touch the door.
You're definitely in trouble for that one.
We gotta find the door. I have to touch it.
Well, we have to leave.
Well, I think we still need the door for that one.
I want
to touch it then.
Yeah, I think he literally forgot about leaving and just wanted to touch the door. For a second. So he's like, yeah, that's what I meant, and we want to leave, obviously.
Yeah.
2 birds, 1 stone, or whatever. But
I love those albums.
Yeah. Okay.
Trixie Mattel fans in the audience.
Yes.
Okay. Is that good for Drew? Is that good for you, Jess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Drew's just now like, it's not supposed to do that. That's even they're completely bypassing the part where we went through the door, which they've never seen happen before, and they're going straight to being annoyed that the door has moved ahead of schedule.
I think Elton at this point is like, I think it's finally like everybody else is on this page. I think it's finally catching up what is going on. Like he was just so focused about the door being on. So I think he's trying to catch his bearings. And I think what that looks like is he kind of just takes off into the mall, and he's looking for his store. He wants to like orient himself by looking for his store. But he cannot do the mental exercise of flipping this mall their image in his head. So like constantly just like going the wrong way, and then like going a different wrong way, and then coming back and going the original wrong. I think so. Like, I think like I feel like we're at like a little hall at the end of like one of the big wings, and he's just like down that big wing heading towards like the central hub before anybody really says anything. And he's just like looking at every store, trying to like find his, Abercrombie store.
Abercrombie?
Yeah. I don't know.
Abercrombie and Fish.
I really wanted to try and
so it's
say
Finch and Abercrombie.
I really wanted to try and say those letters backwards, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because I'm also not that great with words. Surprise. But so yeah, I think
the
that's
writer.
I was gonna say that too.
Guy, I don't know what to tell you. Speaking is different than
That's
writing.
Fair. That's fair.
I make games. I don't play games. PM. But yeah, so I think Alton's running down the hall. I think that's like kind of the scene, and if other people like they can react to that. Otherwise, that's where he's going to be. He's just going to be basically like spinning around the hub for a minute.
Hey, no running. Stop it.
He's frantic. No, I think he's like, he is literally kind of like running from like, I think eventually like he gets into a spiral that eventually just ends with him like literally turning around in spot in the middle of like the hub of the mall. And he's like, eventually might just like give up and like sit down on one of those like benches, those footstool benches or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just like sitting there and like maybe he's like doing that kind of like psych up talking to himself again type of thing.
Perfect.
That's Elton. Caitlin, Gabe?
I think I want Eugene to have a strange encounter. I feel like as he's like wandering around, walking around, everyone else is looking at things. He's looking at the stores. And then as he's just wandering around, he hears like,
Hey,
Hello?
hey, you, yeah, you.
and he like turns around and is really confused.
Welcome to the mall.
Thanks.
I guess. It's nice.
Have you tried the pretzels?
Not.
Yeah.
Try the pretzels.
And he's probably gonna like look over and see like a little red imp with like a giant pretzel that just like dislodges its entire mouth and just shoves it in there.
Yes.
Catch you later, kid.
And then it just sinks into the floor. And he looks around and nobody else has seen this. And he's just gonna slowly walk his way back over.
Lola's like trying to get cell reception when you like try to see if anyone else saw.
So, apparently there's pretzels here.
That's the main takeaway is they
Of
have
course
pretzels.
there's pretzels. That's like the universal constant of malls. Are you kidding me? Of course there's pretzels.
Yeah.
He's just gonna like looking around, real nervous. Oh my boy.
Poor Eugene. So does Eugene have to roll to like not
God,
lose
yeah, we
his
should.
mind?
This is the word. This is the part of doing a really good game is we forget to actually play the game.
I know we're
Um,
having too much fun just telling a story, but I just
know,
want
let's-
to point out that something
let's
weird
do
just
it.
happened to Eugene,
Let's
and
do
I
it.
really want Eugene to have to roll for it.
Let's do
Composure
it.
check. Composure
Okay.
check.
Yes. So you'll roll with Spooky to deal with a paranormal threat or keep your cool during a haunt.
Mhm.
Yeah, you are trying to roll under, and I think you went back to 3 and 3 if I remember correctly.
Yep.
So if you get less than the stat, you succeed. Describe how you get what you want. Equal to the stat, things are complicated. Describe a messy situation or what your success costs you or how you need to compromise. Greater than the stat, you fail. Describe how things go wrong. If you roll a 6, things are much, much worse.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
let's define like what's the goal? Is this just Eugene keeping his calm?
Composure
Yeah.
check.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and then you start with 1 die, and then if you have something in your background or character history that would help him here, he can add a 2nd die, and then if another character wants to help, they can add a 3rd die, but that character is then also affected by the outcome of the roll.
I really don't think he'd have anything that would help. He's kind of just like the nerd comics, cartoons, that kind of stuff. It's all fiction. It was a demon that ate a pretzel. Mind you, I do really like pretzels, but I don't think that's going to help me here.
All right. And then if no one's helping, I think it's just 1d6. Just
Well,
roll
you
1
said
die.
none of us saw this, right? So
Yeah, I
unless
think you did.
unless
I
you
mean,
want
can I-
one of us to be like, hey dude, you okay? You all right?
Canonically, Alton isn't even here, so like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you go ahead and then we'll just deal with the results. You know what?
Yeah.
You're on your own.
I want to roll under, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna roll 1, and you want to try and get a 1 or a 2 would be a full success, and a 3 would be like a compromise.
That's a 5.
It's not a 6, so we're not as terrible as we can. So if it's greater than the stat, you fail. Describe how things go wrong. So yeah, this is just you can then take back narrative control and say, he did not maintain composure. He did not get through this haunt very well. What is the outcome here on a fail?
Hey, so there's demons here. I didn't say that part. Didn't like it. I want to leave. Friends are great. Now I have 3, but I saw a demon and it ate a pretzel and it's real bad. And I don't know what the thing with eyes was when I opened the door first. And now it's gone. And now we're here. We should leave. Why did you want to touch this door? Why did you think this is okay, Drew?
Drew's gonna come over and like, because once again they're obsessed with the idea of being able to save the day. So they come over and they're gonna do that thing where they're like, "Hey there, buddy," and just like talk to you in a really like level tone. They're like, "I know this is weird. This is real weird. Normally, I've never seen anyone go through the door before. We did get pulled in here by some weird stuff. But the pretzel thing you said didn't sound too bad. And all we have to do is find the door and we're gonna get out. Okay?"
Yeah, I could go for another pretzel.
There you
my
go.
That's like totally my specialty. We should go get pretzels.
I was gonna say, is this a
I would like that to be my scene. Is we go get pretzels. Yeah. I would like that to be Lola's scene. We definitely need. She probably needs Drew's help to help her flip the mall map in her mind. But I think
every time Lola starts turning away,
she's like, no,
Drew's like,
it's reverse. Remember, come on.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew that. Okay, this way. Yeah, and so they'll find the little pretzel stand. And I don't think it like necessarily, I mean, at least I don't know if she was closing, she might have like a key for like our mall though. So I think she tries it and it doesn't work, but it's like a cart. Like that's like, one of those like pop-up things where like it's like a half wall that's like 2 feet tall, so she just steps over it and like goes in, and she's gonna try to start, I think, digging up some stuff and see if she can make or find pretzels in the mirror mall.
Are there ghost patrons here, or is there a ghost? Is there a ghost running this cart?
Yeah, I guess that's also, we should say, are there people here, then maybe we like get in line for pretzels. But if it's like empty here too.
Yeah,
then...
I mean, what do we think? Did those patrons that pushed us in just disappear at this stage, or are they occupying this mall? What's interesting?
If they're occupying the mall, but what if they're not really acknowledging us? Like we're almost ghosts to them. They don't really see us.
Okay.
Which makes that encounter even worse, actually.
Ooh, yeah, 100%. So I think here's what happens, I think. So Lola sees that there's someone like manning the booth and there's a line, so she like gets everyone in line, and we get like up there and the person just like does not acknowledge us at all. I was like, hello, I'm better at customer service than this. Jeez. Okay. And so she's gonna like go around to the other side and like kind of like hop the wall, and she's gonna go in and she's gonna get ghost pretzels for
Ghost
everybody.
pretzels. I love it.
She'll come back out like balancing them on plates and be like, okay, a pretzel for you and for you and for you, and we can go. Is there like a food court here, do we think? Or we'll find a bench maybe, or maybe there's a couple of like small tables nearby. We can just like,
I think there's a food court, but let's like, it's full.
No, it's too full of ghosts. We're like, no.
It's too full of ghosts eating. So like we do have to sit on like a bench near a trash can.
Mm-hmm. Is it like safe to eat ghost food, or?
I think Ellen's probably already eating a ghost pretzel.
Okay, all right, that solves that. And then she'll
I was gonna say Drew waits to see if anything happens to Alton, and then like
no, this is classic Elton like unawareness, where he's just like pretzel, fine, whatever. He eats a lot.
Are just like pretzel halfway to mouth, watching
Yeah.
him for a few moments, and then and then
Yeah.
Lola will also eat pretzel.
I feel
no
like-
immediate effects.
I feel like
Or I think that's a roll to find out if there's a effect.
Oh my
fair.
God.
Because guess who's got a 2 in spooky, everybody?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so no, I know I'm rolling 1. I don't think there's a backstory here for him being better at eating ghost pretzels.
I mean, you're a big teenage boy. I feel like you're real
I
good
got some
at
constitution.
You're really good at it. Well, yeah. If you're a teen athlete, I mean,
eating. Yeah, you have to eat
Eating's
a
kind of-
lot.
yeah.
Okay, I got a good stomach. Okay, I'll do 2. I still have to get under a 2 though, so I got a 1. He eats the ghost pretzel. We're good.
Dang.
Ghost pretzels are delicious.
Okay,
They
but
have the perfect amount of salt on them.
no, but see, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like because they're ghost pretzels, they shouldn't have salt on them because salt is traditionally like a keep away ghost
Oh.
type
Yeah, I was
thing.
gonna say these
No
ones are
salt.
like
No
not
salt.
salty.
They have to have something else on
They have to,
them.
what's the
Sugar.
Right? They have sugar.
Ooh, they
That's
could
the
be
opposite
sugar.
of
Yeah, they
salt.
could be-
Which is what
They
if?
could be like
Oh
the cinnamon sugar
God!
pretzels.
This
What if
is
this
where
isn't a
the
ghost
sugar
place?
pretzels came from.
Because the whole like idea of fae and then giving them sugar and sweets.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't ghosts.
Oh no.
Or at least there's more than ghosts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because we've
true.
also seen like an imp now, so there's definitely
Ah,
a few
hell.
different.
Oh no, this is like a severe Hansel and Gretel moment where he's just like chowing on this delicious sugar pretzel.
Oh man,
Loving it.
you're getting tasty for the cooking.
That's what's happening.
Amazing. Is that the end?
I think Lola's like, I think my pretzels are better, but whatever.
That's yeah, no, I think that was everybody for Dusk.
Yeah, that's the end of
So-
Dusk.
Which also, interestingly enough, the midway point of a normal game of Mall Kids is lunch. So we actually did just end up eating in the food court at the halfway
Nailed
point
it.
of Spooky Mall because we're very, very good at Mall Kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, the next beat will be Night, the darkest hour, witness your grim fate, or run for your lives.
Sounds great.
That's not even a question.
So on that note, we're gonna take a quick break. Y'all should too. Make sure to hydrate and take care of yourselves, and we'll be back at see you in the mall at night. See you in a bit. Hello everyone, welcome back from that break. How are you doing? Did you get a ghost pretzel while we were gone? Hope-
I wish.
So we are heading back into the mall. We have completed the dusk sequence. We are going back in at night. So anything along the lines of witnessing grim fate or running for our lives might happen next. Let's find out.
Yeah, I wanted to unpack what the pretzels are for. Because I heard some suggestions about like Gabe was talking about the Fae, and I mentioned like a Hansel and Gretel thing. So I think these pretzels, like if you really stop to think about it, I think we're all like, all the kids here are not thinking super clearly about what's going on. But like, how are we eating ghost pretzels? Like, why are we allowed to do that? Like, and I think the answer might be that there are some effects of these pretzels. And I think like it's subtle. I think we all finish our pretzels and, you know, we dispose of the plates in the garbage or whatever. And I think maybe like we're all just kind of like waiting, and then maybe we stand up. Maybe Alton is just like, we got to find this door. We got to get out of here. I mean, the pretzels were good, but we got to go. And I think he kind of like stands up and like takes a couple steps away from the bench to kind of like we got to go, like to illustrate that we have to go. And I think like as he's kind of doing that, like one of the ghosts like bumps him like in the shoulder and turns to say, "Hey, watch it," and he keeps walking. So that's all I had. If anybody else wants to like just tack their scene
Big
on right
fan.
there.
Big fan of that.
Yeah, that was very
And
good. It's
is if it needs to be specified, Alton does not get it.
yeah. I figured.
Everybody,
Well,
Alton does not get it. I just want to reinforce that. That is what we're doing.
Okay, then I want to Drew, like, always cool Drew grabs Alton. Is he physically, can I grab him? Is he still?
Yeah, no. I
Okay,
think...
and then Drew goes and whooshes their hand through a ghost to like double check that this is, and I feel like the ghost is like, hey, stop it, that's rude.
Yeah.
She's like,
let's
my
be clear,
apologies,
we
my
all
apologies.
ate a pretzel, right? Everybody ate a pretzel.
I didn't. I was waiting.
I think this might be the inflection point. Alton ate that whole pretzel, and now he's bumping into ghosts, and the ghosts notice him. So I would say this is a cool moment where you can say, like, did your character eat a pretzel? And if they did, that's what I'm kind of putting into the world, is that now we can start, the ghosts can see us a little bit more now.
Oh, see, what I thought you were doing and what I was trying to take from it was that you've both become more corporeal to each other, almost like you have a physicality to the ghost, which is why I wanted to like make sure I could still touch you, and then if I try and touch a ghost, I still whoosh right through them, right? So
if
it's
you didn't eat a
very
pretzel, I think you whoosh them.
yeah. So I feel like this is very clear. Like I think Drew is testing a theory. Like as soon as you did this, Drew is like, oh, fudge, and like does this test and whooshes right through the ghost, and the ghost is like, hey, stop it. Pardon me, gentle mall goer. Excuse. Did everyone eat the pretzels?
Yes. And she like set it down, set down whatever was left.
Pick it up and eat it. Not all of it, but just half of it.
Do you feel half more ghostly by any chance?
Ooh.
I think it scares Alton a little bit.
Oh my god, maybe.
Like, Jesus, stop that.
It was pretty good. That was actually very good. I'm concerned for your corporealness.
Oh, ow.
I should have walked into a wall. It hurts.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
That's good. We're learning. That's excellent. Good job, Eugene. You showed
testing
us
the
something.
boundaries of this world.
Yeah. No, you just taught us something. That's excellent. But just a second ago, Alton, you touched a ghost.
I think he starts spinning around. He's like, what? Where?
And I don't know if you noticed, but I can't. And like, Drew once again, excuse me, pardon me, sorry. Like,
so you ate enough of a pretzel where they can see you, but you can't physically interact.
okay.
You're like in a mid state.
I didn't dig the sugar pretzel. I'm all about savory snacks. I'm sorry. I just don't do sweet.
And what I'm hearing is Eugene is eating literally any leftovers. So I think Eugene, like,
I'm gonna save a little piece just in case Drew wants some. I'm gonna like bundle it up in paper and put it in my back pocket.
That's really sweet.
Friends.
Mall buddies.
Yeah.
Yay. I think Lola ate like half a pretzel. So we'll find out what that means as we move forward. Yeah, I don't think she finished her. I think she was halfway through a pretzel when you made the announcement that maybe
not
ghost things. And she's like, okay.
So to kind of put like a real fine point on it, like I think this is the kind of witness your grim fate thing. I think this is like a kind of an omen that Alton is slipping into this space because he ate the pretzel. That's what I'm putting into the universe right now.
Good.
Jess, was that good for your scene? Is that what you were?
I think that was more than good enough for my scene. Is Drew both taking both from what happened with Alton and then and discussing with everyone sort of the levels to which we are all still corporeal or incorporeal. Yeah, I think Drew literally took one bite of pretzel and was like, ick, not for me.
Told you the salty ones are better.
They are. They're absolutely much better. You're right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
All right, Caitlin or Gabe. Some of the prompts we have here also are the darkest hour, witness your grim fate, or run for your lives. If you need a kind of a prod in the right direction here.
Love that realization on your face.
Oh yeah, I have one. So Eugene's gonna walk over to Lola.
So, earlier I walked away and I was looking, I don't know, I was just looking around. And there was this small little thing that might have been a demon, might have been a weird looking dog. I don't know. It was really small. It's like if a chihuahua, it's like a chihuahua looked like a doll, but it was smiling way too much and it had sharp teeth. I don't know what it was.
I'm your friend, kid.
And I feel like at that moment, it like comes around Eugene's shoulder and is just like looking at Lola.
Does
How are the
Lola see it?
pretzels?
Does Lola see him then? Oh, good.
Yeah.
You've got like a chihuahua on your shoulder.
Oh, I'm your friend too. I'll ask again. How are the pretzels?
Not great, honestly. They could use some more salt.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're too salty. Well.
And then it like hops over and it like sniffs you.
Ugh.
Ew.
And it like looks over at Eugene, hops over to him, sniffs him.
Oh. Never mind. Not my flavor. But I think she'll enjoy it.
And then I think it hops off and just kind of like walks behind a column, but it doesn't walk out.
Yeah, I was saying,
Just the one.
Who's your friend, Eugene?
That's not my friend. I don't know who or what that is. I don't like it. Don't like it.
And then I think with that, I'm gonna leave this next part to you.
Okay.
I think we hear heavy stomps. Because if the mall is kind of the plus cross thing, there's corners and like the other two sections, we can't see what's around there unless we walk over there. So I'm gonna leave that to you, Caitlin.
Yeah, I think our presence has been made known at this point. I think Lola's gonna be like, I'm gonna start just like pointing in the direction of where the sound's coming from. Be like, I don't like the sound of that, and 2, don't know if we should stick around to find out. And she's gonna kind of start like walking backwards and kind of trying to like get people to follow her, maybe away from an open space.
I'm gonna follow.
I think Alton's he's gonna like start looking around. He's just like, nope, gotta go. Yep. I don't know where we're running from, but we're running.
Moving, walking fast. Let's go. Man.
Are we heading back to like the hub? Like, was the food court area at like one arm and we're trying to get back to the hub at this point?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Into that.
I know I already did a scene, but I would really like to do
yes,
I would just like when we get to the hub, it turns out that that noise, like that rushing noise of crowd coming towards us, is coming from all of the arms. And we've basically just put ourselves in the middle of all that noise.
Great. Okay.
Or not.
I mean, it's either great or it's not great. We'll find out. All right. So that would conclude night then. Is there any little follow-up stat scenes anybody wants to do?
I feel like once again Drew's need to like be a hero is kicking in, and I'm not sure. I feel like because of their supernatural investigations they just did, and because of I think they're like trying to be like observant, like they're literally in like almost like forest survival mode. They were every kind of scout possible. They weren't in one troop, they were in several. Like
Love it.
And so they're like mentally taking stock of everything, of like what to do and what not to do, and like what's causing us. And so I think they're gonna take a point of spooky just for their study of the occult at this point, if that makes sense. Just because like what it's not because they like it or anything, it's because they're in like, okay, we need to understand this to defeat this kind of mode.
Yep. God, do I want to go 5-1 spooky?
Oh God,
Oh,
that seems dangerous.
Man, you're like refusing.
We're getting to the second to last beat here, so I think
Live it on the edge.
yeah, no, I think that's what that is. I think this is just an extension of what like what Alton's been like this whole time, is just this kind of like nervous wreck. And before that had been like, I'm just nervous of like being here at night. I'm nervous of what I don't know. And now he's got like a real thing to be really afraid of. So I think that's kind of what that feels like, is the spooky is becoming real. Or no, this brings me, I wanted to go into spooky. So I think this is actually bringing me back
to 3-3
14. Yeah, this brings me to 3-3.
Okay.
I do want to live on the edge. I would like to force a 5-1 here, but that was my intention, was to basically he is rationalizing this spooky world as a real thing, a real threat that he has to. This isn't just about him getting spooked in the mall or his friends finding out he's a scaredy cat. This is real danger. This is becoming real.
Or Alton. Okay.
Do we know what the threat is at this point? Have we seen, or are we just running from noises that seem?
So the dawn, the next phase is find the light, unravel a mystery, or discover the answer. So I think we are ready for it. I think that's what we're doing in this next beat.
Okay.
I think what we've set up is there is this kind of stomping, this rushing noise, this crowd. And it seems to be coming from all four arms of the mall towards us at the hub. And maybe that's the weird thing, is like we should see it by now. It's loud enough, it feels close enough, it should be here, but we can't. There isn't actually anything to see right now. And that's kind of like the most terrifying part of it.
Don't like
I guess I'm kind of doing a scene right now. I guess it's happening. So I think that's what that is like, it's just becoming like the noise got so loud that you're like, we should see it, but we don't. And then the noise got louder and it should be on us and it's not. And then the noise somehow got louder and it's just like so overwhelming. And it kind of starts to feel like we're back in that crowd being pushed around. And maybe we're all being jostled. Maybe we're being kind of like, it's as if we're being bumped and pushed, and like we can imagine we're in a crowd, like hundreds and hundreds of bodies walking past us, bumping into us and separating us, but like we don't see anything. We just hear and feel it and become overwhelmed by it. I kind of want to make everybody do a spooky roll though.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
That's not generally how this works. Normally it's just like one person doing a thing, but
it's very suited for like this.
Mm-hmm.
This mall in particular has some fun to it in that way. Okay.
Wait, I do want to see. I do want to ask if anybody is anybody reaching out for somebody? Is somebody like holding hands with somebody? Is there helping of any kind?
My Lola's solution would have been to try to make everybody hold hands, like to try to make sure we're not getting separated. That would have been Lola's first instinct, but I don't know if anyone else would like to be an accomplice in that.
I do. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think if you engage it, I feel like everyone
would be like, yep, okay.
Everyone's like, yep.
All right.
And like whether it's for different reasons or whatnot, because I think like if
we're
you
all gonna go down with this roll one way or the other. Okay.
So does that mean we get to roll 2?
So everybody's got their 1 and then 2 for helping out, and then if anybody has like something else they think that would happen.
I just think like Lola, if you initiate us all holding hands, Drew might initiate everyone like getting down. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So like we all grabbing, you're like, okay, get down, get down, get down.
yeah.
So we move as a unit.
Yeah, we're in this together. Like,
No, yeah, this is a football huddle. I think this is
Power of friendship, power of friendship.
all right.
So is
And
that 2 or
everybody's-
3?
I think it sounds like everybody's got 3 then,
Okay.
3? Oh God, okay.
and we're doing spooky.
Which is over or under?
Under.
So you take your lowest, you roll all 3, you take your lowest,
Good.
and under is a full success, at is a compromise, and over. You got a 1?
Yes.
I got a 1. A 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good enough. So, yeah, I think we're being buffeted. Like, I think we're still being kind of harassed by
around.
whatever this crowd is, but we managed to stay together. We
Mhm.
managed to close the gap between us fast
Hold on.
enough that nothing
Yes.
is getting in between us. So we are being shoved around, but we're all being shoved around
Yes.
together as one unit. And then I think it probably just stops so suddenly that we are still huddled for probably a good like 15, 20 seconds afterwards before any of us actually recognize. Like, it had gotten so loud that we lost touch of what noise is. So when the noise went away, it was just like, it didn't register. But I think we're all just like huddled in the center of this ghost mall. And then it's completely silent.
Okay. Do we? I say we move. I say we get going. I say we start.
Yes.
There's a few places the door could still be. If
Lola
it,
has an idea.
oh, yeah.
So, you like know kind of where it is at all times, right? Sort
Well-
of, kind of would have an idea. Like you kind of get it.
Well, usually it follows kind of like a schedule. This is a little bit uncalled for. I would say.
Okay. Well, today is February 7th. Where would the door be 6 months from today?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Inverse.
Yep.
Eh?
No, this is a really good point. I just have to hang on. I just have to think about that one. That's a bit of a stretch.
In August 7th.
Okay.
Where might the door be?
I want to see like a like leather bound notebook with
Yeah.
sticky notes
Yeah.
and bookmarks
True,
and
She secretly has been researching.
Yes.
I wanna see the tome come out.
Yeah, so Drew has this big jacket on, and then like and one of their most prominent things is like on their belt is like that big jangly key ring with all the keys. But then like if they open up their jacket right sort of right near where the key ring is held on their belt, there's a pocket. And so yeah, they pull out a full little like small leather tome, like you said, and starts like flipping pages. Okay.
Oh.
Where the movie theater is, between 2 of the movie posters. It shows up right there.
Cool. Can you get us there in flipped mall?
Yes, I mean, if we're here, normally we would go that way. So today we want to go opposite, that way.
Okay. Good place as any to start, I guess.
Yeah, let's hope you're right. It's a good theory. It's as good as anything we have.
I think we start our trek across the mall.
Yeah.
So, you know, who has seen still for this segment?
I think Gabe.
Oh, is it just me?
I think so.
Oh no.
I know Gabe keeps going last, and I love it.
No. I yes. I'm gonna keep using that thing. That's gonna.
So I see you're trying to go back through the door.
Yeah.
The Chihuahua's back.
We wanna go home.
Elton screams.
Good. It probably jumps over. Oh, still in the demon voice.
It probably jumps over to you and
Yeah.
like puts its tail against your mouth.
Shut up.
Can we help you?
I'm so glad you asked. Actually, yes, you can. I can't really mess with the door. So, you help me, I'll help you.
Does that make us friends?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay, sure. You've got a deal.
And then it probably like slips into Eugene's shadow.
I don't like it.
No, don't like it. Don't like it. Don't. Eugene, I don't know if there's time for this right now, but at some point we need to have a talk about friends and how some friends, if they ask you for too much, aren't good friends and you shouldn't keep them around.
I changed my mind. I'm 50-50 on meeting friends at the mall at night now.
Well, I think that you suck.
Hey, don't say that. Be nice.
Your chihuahua's like really mean.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying, you know? Not
Your face is dumb and you have no pretzel taste.
Wow, that was uncalled for.
Wow, I'm like a pretzel expert, so you can take your negative energy elsewhere.
I'm like a pretzel expert. You can take the negative energy elsewhere.
It was a really good impression, but like, tone it down.
Oh, that's delightful.
All right. So that is Dawn. So stat scenes? Anyone? Does this little imp in your shadow affect Eugene, or is that just
Yeah. Oh, spooky. One more. Definitely another spooky. Definitely another spooky.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely another spooky.
Okay, did we hear it say that it wanted to come across the door?
Probably, yeah.
I feel like we were all huddled still. We were pretty close.
Eugene, listen,
Yeah.
I was already kind of breaking the rules, letting everyone just wander around the mall at night. That is like totally against mall policy. I don't know how comfortable I am bringing an unknown entity into the mall. You know, it's
Didn't we technically do that in this one? But it's
yes,
us.
but we did not mean to do that. That was an accident, and we are trying to rectify it.
Testify it?
Correct. Change course.
Oh.
Fix.
But we can't fix something that didn't happen.
Okay, but we can.
Guys, I don't get it.
I don't
I
really
have
know
an
it.
idea. Blackmail them.
What?
Yeah, they should have let you into the mall at night, and you can literally say that they let you in. So that's,
Oh.
Technically, no one let us in. We just like stayed after hours.
Lola!
I got let in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling
Eugene?
extremely judged by this shadow.
I
demon
know.
now.
Eugene.
Yeah?
We're all your friends here. You've made 3 really good friends tonight. And I think this new friend telling you to blackmail your other friends is not super good if we think about it logically.
I can understand air quotes.
I mean,
You're
Okay.
a very smart chihuahua.
Woof.
See, it's just a dog. It's a ghost dog.
That impression was less good. So
I don't think that's a dog, guys.
I think you're
So
right,
you do have a
Alton.
genius.
Wow. Okay. I'm starting to think that you might not be so nice.
They are.
Eh,
Okay. Well, it's kind of just in my shadow, but whatever. This is fine. This is fine.
It's good.
Okay, fine. I guess we'll figure this out later.
we'll work on it. We'll work on it.
We got one. So yeah, this is our last beat. Sunrise, a new day, escaping the terrors and see things for what they are. So this is our kind of wrap up, and then there is like an epilogue space. Like after the game is done, after we finish the beat structure, everybody can do like a, Judd Nelson walking across the football field, pumping his fist in the air scene if they want, like, so like how they kind of like leave the mall that day, or that evening. So sounds like we're trying to escape the terrors a little bit. That's the thing we're trying to do. Does anybody have anything to start off? I believe we're walking to the theater.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I want to start off actually.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think going into my pocket, there's another piece of pretzel in there, but like from the original mall.
Yeah.
And I accidentally drop it, and it's a salted pretzel, which makes the thing pop out of my shadow.
Hey! Hey!
And then Eugene probably starts like running.
Yeah, I also moved to leave the incredibly rude Chihuahua in the ghost mall. Lily will run too.
Yep,
Yeah,
not a
Elton
friend.
loves running.
Yeah,
Elton
not
loves
a
to
friend.
run.
Yeah.
So
That was perfect.
That was bad news. Bad news.
are we
We're
being
not-
chased? Is it pursuing?
Probably, and it's probably one of those things where like it's getting exponentially bigger, as
Yes.
it's like running.
Yes.
It totally is. Oh my
Yes.
god, that's
Mhm, mhm.
amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Oh
Yep.
my god. Eugene, we are not taking your new friend with us. What did I say?
That's not my friend. That's a demon pig.
Okay. Should I find us the door?
Sure, yeah.
So I feel like we round a corner and Drew starts running one way and it's like, wait, nope, other way. And, like, and just like this one, between those ones right there. And I think like where there would normally be, like, I think it's one of those like small in-mall theaters, and there's like 3 posters on one side and 3 posters on the other side. And between 2 of the posters, there's now like the exact same sort of door that was in the other hallway before we got
This
through.
seems promising.
But you were right, Lola. That's the door, right? I'm not the only one seeing this.
Unless they like restructured them all over the last 24 hours, that's probably what we're looking for.
Okay, so everyone through. No demons though. No demons allowed.
You'll never find pretzels as good as the ones here, and the other one that has terrible taste. I'm going to find your toes and consume them.
That's what you think. Ah!
Your pretzels are terrible.
So I wanted to toy with something here, but I think we've kind of canonically established that Eugene has eaten a lot of these ghost pretzels.
Mhm.
So if it affects me, it affects him. But I'm wondering, crossing the threshold.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. If everyone that ate too much is
I
gonna.
Yeah.
think you get through, but I think what we had said, like, we can't interact with you. Like, we maybe can't see you if you're able to get through.
Oh no.
Mm. So I take a step through the threshold and immediately go ghost.
Mhm.
Oh no.
I think I kind of like look down and like
You
it's
can
all
kinda see
ghosty.
through,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want Gabe needs to buy into this too, because this would affect Eugene.
I feel like they would definitely be able to go through. Otherwise,
Mhm.
the thing wouldn't have bonded to Eugene at all.
Yeah.
It would have to have been able to get through. But I could see
Right.
if like they have to get through. I think they get through and then they're not fully there.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
But
yeah.
it could also be even more concerning because maybe while we're on that side, we see ghosts in the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were already ghosts in the mall. We just went
Didn't
through
see 'em
the
before.
door that they usually go. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense.
These oh god, these mirror malls are not mirror malls. They're the same mall. Like the door
Yes.
just allows us to perceive
See? Yep.
one side versus the other.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I think Elton's like on that side and realizes now he's like. So yeah, we can physically go through this door,
Yes.
but we haven't actually crossed over. We're just in the mall as ghosts.
Mhm.
Oh man.
And I think Elton is just looking. You got something?
I have the conclusion.
I was
to
gonna
the-
say, I feel
I
like
have
we're
the
probably thinking
conclusion.
the same thing. Go.
As we are running through the doors, like just continuing to run. Lola's not stopping, and she's gonna be like, "Let's go, keep coming, follow me, keep running, don't stop running, follow me." Because I think she notices what's happening, and she's just like, she's smaller, she's shorter, so she probably cannot run as fast as like, especially if you're like an athlete, like you could probably easily pass. But she's like running as fast as she can, and she's going to take everyone to the pretzel stand.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
and she has the key, she can get in, and she is going to prepare pretzels for everyone. And she's like, I told you before, the one universal constant of all malls is the pretzel stand. And she's hoping her thought process is that a pretzel from your normal plane of existence will hopefully ground you back in this reality, in this mall. And so she will come back out with pretzels for everyone, appropriately salty.
I was gonna say,
And
I feel like
we'll
they need to be
sit them-
very salty to like ward off the.
pretzels.
I have a
They're
question about
salty.
eating these pretzels. When I ate the ghost pretzel, I do a spooky roll. Do I do another spooky roll, or should I do a teen roll to eat the regular pretzel
Mm.
and become corporeal again?
You're trying to be more teen, so I would guess maybe a teen roll?
Yeah.
All right.
Can I assist with my pretzels?
I was already thinking I take 2 because we already just established that Elton has epic eating powers.
Yes.
So if you want to describe how Lola assists.
Extra salt, baby.
Yeah.
So, all
So
right.
salt.
All right. So 5, 4, and 3. So I tied. So I get a
Oh.
compromise. I'm having a really I know we wanted to keep this game more light. I'm having a really hard time not making this like impressively distressing.
Oh no! What do you
That's like
wanna do?
immediately what my
Well,
Go for it. I'll
present.
fix it.
I was gonna say,
You'll fix
present us with the option. Present us with what you're
okay.
thinking.
Here's the thing. My immediate thought was that like Lola is somehow tied to this, and if Elton became corporeal, Lola would become less corporeal. That was my immediate thought. That's depressing.
I love it.
You know what? You can say it, and I'll give you a solution on how to fix it. Go ahead, do it.
So I think that's because that's how the rules are. Is if you help and it goes sideways, you're affected. So maybe that's like maybe we can split the difference, and we like both are now half corporeal.
Yeah.
Like I got better, but you got sucked into it.
That's not great.
Lola's tied to the pretzel cart, which is like, again, the universal constant
Right.
between the malls.
So I think Eugene, because he's a nervous, odd child, whenever he's afraid, it upsets his stomach. So he's gonna go to the bathroom because he has the runs. So can I make a teen roll to see if getting it out of his system makes him corporeal again?
I wish you would.
Like it.
That's a
Welcome
one.
to Mall Kids, everybody.
Oh,
That's a one.
That's a 1. That's it. The teen saves us in the end.
And just walking out.
Oh, I feel so much better.
I cannot
Trying, you
believe
two.
we're gonna end the game in this way. But that's what's happening. Oh. I think we could probably veil over those scenes. We could say it happened. I think we can come back to our teens all corporeal. I kind of like the idea of like we came out, like we got to the pretzel cart. I love the idea of like Lola's boss coming by and being like, "Oh, you're early and you set everything up." That's so like awesome. Like, and being just like enamored that you're already working and you already have customers. There's like 3 customers already, right? And like they're already eating pretzels. So like you're just like generating more revenue for your boss's little cart.
yeah, definitely was on purpose, fully on time today.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that's the end of the game proper. Like I said, we all have like, if there's an epilogue, scene that you want to do. This can be leaving the mall right after. This could be a day later. This could be a week from now. However you want to kind of like send off your character into the sunset, kind of, so to speak.
I have a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps maybe this is like, if someone has like a same day one, we could do that first or both happen. But I can see in like a few days or like in a week, the gang kind of like congregates again at some point, like maybe accidentally like at the food court for like lunch. It's like, oh hey, you're here, and then like suddenly like, oh hey, you're here too. Oh hey, you're here too, and like just end up sitting together and be like,
Delightful.
well, buddy.
Just like in a whisper, like, we're all friends now.
I have one. I think if there had been a stat change at the end, I think Alton would have gone more spooky there. I think he quits his job. I think he starts working mall security with Drew.
Aww.
And is like apprenticing. And I think with your permission, I think they're like unofficially like paranormal hunters now. I think that they're like, I think that's the cover, and that's how like they have to be mall security to have access.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, like, I like that. I like that there's someone, because I was gonna say, I imagine like from this moment on, Drew would feel pretty obliged to like try and protect the ghost door so no one else goes through it, because like that was dangerous. Like we only just barely got out of there.
We are now, we have a legitimate enemy. Like we have a spooky door and weird ghost patrons, but we have a known evil entity.
Yeah,
who we believe would cause severe chaos and evil and harm were they able to come through that door.
Yeah.
So I think that's like, we have to stay. So like we're always volunteering for night shift.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And I think it's like a lot of like occult books. I think Alton has like a notebook, like a brand new notebook.
I was about to say, Drew would insist, like, where's your notebook? You gotta take notes. Hey,
I think it's like brand
Alton,
new.
did you notice? Did you notice that?
I think it's Alton following Drew around writing notes a lot.
Yeah, write it down. Write it down in the book.
So that's
make a note.
Epilogue.
That is slightly out of place. Make a note.
Yes. Right, like scrutinizing, like, was that mannequin facing, and that mannequin was at 33 degrees off the pedestal, now it's at 34. We have to investigate. Yeah, that's exactly.
Did a ghost do that?
Show. That's the TV show spinoff of this episode for sure. They get their own spinoff.
Oh my god, I'm so scared about what Gabe is about to say. Gabe, I'm watching you.
I think Eugene probably looked into the occult so he could talk to the Chihuahua through rituals.
I knew it. It's gonna be. I was like,
Eugene is the antagonist of our TV show now.
Why would you?
Oh gosh!
Did you follow that recipe I gave you?
Yeah, so I have the deer blood, I have the frog tongue, and I have the fish scales, and I grind it up into a paste, and then I glaze the pretzel.
I'm telling you, it will be fantastic.
Okay. Actually, not bad.
Oh god, I don't like it.
Oh my god! Wait! So you're still in contact with this supremely evil entity, but in actuality, you're just baking buddies. You're actually just. It's actually very sweet.
You're pen pals now, but like via ritual, like.
Yeah.
What you're saying is flour and sugar?
I'm telling you, wonders.
Oh, I love this image of like Eugene like standing next to like signs and windows that have weird reflections in them.
I was
and
gonna
he's
say
just
like a mirror or something.
Yeah, he just stands there for a while writing notes in a notebook and then leaves. And that's like, we just see him doing that every once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I can see.
Go ahead.
I'll say I can kind of see all of the kids like from here on out, now that they've been to the ghost mall, have like occasional things where they'll like out of the corner of their eye, they'll see patrons who aren't there or whatever. I would love it if, like, every once in a while, Lola serves a ghost patron from the pretzel cart. Like,
And she knows that they won't want a salt pretzel. She knows that they only
she
go
just
for
knows.
Yeah.
That's why they come now, is they know they'll
Mhm.
get their order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They couldn't trust the humans before, but like Lola is like, they're like, yeah, this one knows what's up.
She's like quarter
Oh.
incorporeal at this point, or
Oh
whatever.
my God,
From the end of the
she's
last
still
thing, like.
We have set up a wonderful CW show where Alton and Drew
Small.
are protecting them all, and Eugene is like actively trying to bring about this demon, and Lola's like dabbling in things she might not fully understand. This is 100%. Like, we can easily get 3 seasons out of this. It's like 3 seasons of TV here.
It's amazing.
All right, well that then brings us to the end of Mall Kids with the new Spooky Mall expansion module.
Woo!
The first that was like the first time any expansion content has been. It's not technically the first time it had been played. It's the first time it had been shared. There's a podcast that was recorded last week that's coming out on Monday, but this was like world premiere. This is the kind of stuff that you're gonna get in Mall Kids. More malls, more kids.
It's heckin' cute. Go get it. I have put the command in the chat, so if you are watching now live on Twitch, you can go follow that over to the Kickstarter. Go check it out. It is amazing. And if you watch this later when I clean it up and put it on YouTube, then it will be down below, and you still have time. Click the button and go. Like, go check it out.
I like how well that rhymed.
It kind of felt like a spell almost.
Casting a spell on your viewers.
It's an incantation.
Yep, you have to do it now. You have to do it. It was magic.
Magic. You have to do it.
That's the rules. But that was absolutely heckin' amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you all for playing. Matt, thank you for letting us do this amazing content.
Yeah, thanks for having us back to do that weird stuff again.
Yes.
So good. It was so good. Let's go around and say goodbye to everyone. We'll go in reverse order from last time. And so why don't you tell everyone who you are, where they can find you, what sort of stuff you're up to, and your I don't know, I want to do something different because normally I'm like, do your favorite moment in the game, but now I'm like, what's your favorite pretzel? Like, I don't know. I want to like,
Yes. I'm into it. Favorite pretzel. Yes.
We can do this.
or
Yes.
like, yeah.
I'm into that. Does that mean I'm first?
You're
Is that my
first,
reverse
yep.
order? Okay. Hi, I'm Caitlin Bruder. You can find me on Twitter at KKAMABR. This is not a real way to say it. Don't try. It's just a bunch of letters. You can find all of my stuff there. I do a podcast called Stone Houses, which is an amateur guide to fiction, fable, and folklore. We've been on a mini hiatus, but there's still like 30 some episodes out. You can check it out. I have a very good time with it. You can find us at Stone Houses Cast on Twitter for links and all of that. I stream art streams, newly game streams. You can find me on Twitch, KAMABR. And then, actually, cool announcement, next Wednesday on the Rule of Lore channel, we are starting the first episode of our streamed Cypher campaign called Infinite Horizon, which is going to be really cool. So that's it's like a future sci-fi spacefaring superpowers story. We've done episode 0 so far, or session 0 so far, and that's it. So first episode is next Wednesday. Can check that out. But yeah, favorite pretzel is Auntie Anne's pretzel bites, but with the garlic on them. Those are my favorites.
Amazing. Perfect. I love it. I've put everyone's Twitters in the, and once again, same goes. If you're in the chat, click it now. If you're in the if you're watching over on YouTube, it's below. Go find it. So
Still click it now.
click it.
Click
it.
Whatever timeline you exist in, you
Yeah.
have to click it.
You have to click it. Them's the rules. I didn't make up the rules. Those are just the rules.
I think you did make the rules. This is your channel. But hi, I'm Gabe. At Gabe James Games. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, doing all kinds of stuff. I am a game designer and a cosplayer. In half an hour, you'll be able to find me on the Drop the Die channel playing the Changeling Assassin Basilisk.
But right now I'm still Eugene, and it was delightful. My favorite pretzel, I think, is the Auntie Anne's almond pretzel because they do like the almonds on top, but it's got like a nice glaze. But weird side note, Auntie Anne like lives in my state, I think. And there was a weird time when she was like accepting friend requests from strangers on Facebook. So I was in that. So I sometimes see updates of her life. It's a really weird thing.
She likes motorcycles, though. Fun fact. All right, that's it.
I love that.
Oh, good.
Amazing. Matt.
So, I mean, yes, I'm Matthew Groblin. I am a game writer, designer, editor. I made Mall Kids. I'm currently kickstarting the expansion to Mall Kids. If you are brand new to Mall Kids, I have tiers on the Kickstarter to get the reprint zine of the first game along with the printed zine of the second game, or you can get a bundle of both PDFs, both at a discounted price. And then we also are doing slots for Mall Kids art commissions that Caitlin will be doing. 5 people can get one of those. You can have yourself or your Mall Kid persona done in the style of the cover art. And other than that, I make weird emotional games, most recently about mechs and relationships and weird things like that. You can check that out. That's at itch.io/Mr. Matthew or Mr. Matthew. I don't know. Go find me on Twitter. It's in my links, so you can get there. I got a lot of cool games there for pretty cheap. They're a lot of fun. And thank you very, very, very much to Jess for having us back on to do this a second time. Basically, from now on, anytime I want to stream, I'm just gonna write a quick Mall Kids expansion that I think Jess will like, and then that will give me the agency to stream one time whenever I feel like.
Perfect.
At this point, the only time we will ever play Mall Kids will be on Jess's stream.
Jess's stream is the exclusive source for Mall Kids streams featuring Matthew and Caitlin.
Truly.
That is a true thing. And frankly, at this stage, I think we have to keep that going.
Oh my
That's not true.
gosh.
I'm going to be on a stream tomorrow for Mall Kids for the next 12 hours, the next 18 hours. That will be a true statement.
I was gonna say, I was like, I've seen your schedule. I think that's not true.
I know. I actually
It's
have a promo schedule this time.
Having
know.
the both of us
Yeah.
present
It's exclusive.
to
There you
Jess's
go.
stream.
There you go.
Caitlin will not be joining me on Saturday. So yes,
No.
this is still your exclusive source
Aha.
for both halves of the Mall Kids team being on stream playing Mall Kids.
It's perfect. I love it. Amazing. Thank you all so much. This was so heckin' fun. I'm so glad we did the spooky mall, and it went I was like, this is not what I imagined at all, but I loved it. It was so, I can't believe we made a side-by-side mirror mall. And
I love that before we started streaming, we were like, well, what are we looking for? It's not going to be real, right? We're not actually
Yeah.
going to cover any real supernatural stuff.
And then we found catastrophic shadow demons.
yeah. And Gabe pulling out the full freaking voice modifier.
I just want to reinforce. I don't think any of us knew that.
No.
No.
I didn't. Okay, yeah, that was a full stop surprise. I loved it.
It was
No.
very
I wasn't
good.
going to tell anybody.
Yeah.
The voice modifier, and then the fact that you actually had a pretzel when I said that I was bringing
Yeah.
pretzels was excellent. And I'm glad that became a through line.
That is the most prepared I think anyone has ever been for a Mall Kids
We're
game.
completely improv.
Yeah.
Ever. It's good.
Accidentally, amazingly prepared.
It was very
good.
good.
That's
It's
my
perfect.
brand.
Yes.
Amazing. Wait, Matt, did you say what your favorite pretzel was?
No, okay. So my favorite pretzel was the almond crunch Auntie Anne's. I'm keto. If I ate a whole pretzel from the mall right now, I would probably die. It would actually probably end up a lot like the end of this game was. So I can't eat entire mall pretzels. I just sit next to my son while he likes the pretzel dog bites. I'll insert my 5-year-old son loves to get the big cup of pretzel dog bites and carries them through the mall.
Good.
Loves it.
Good taste.
Amazing. Okay, well, I'm gonna start by saying I don't know what this Auntie Anne's thing is, and I'm very sad right now.
God,
because
we did it again.
Yeah,
We did a US Canada crossover
you
thing
did it again. Yeah,
again.
it's fine. They did this to me last Mall Kids when they made all these
We
super
almost went
American
the whole
references, and I was
episode.
like, I don't know what you're talking about at all. Like,
Almost did the whole episode without bringing the Canada border into this. And we did it. And then we
That's
did it anyway.
interesting.
yeah, I don't know what it is, and I'm kind of sad because y'all are making it sound really, really good. I was literally just gonna say I like salty pretzel. I'm 100% a savory snack person, so And also as a kid growing up, I hated mustard. Now I'm like, how did I hate mustard? I love mustard so much. Like mustard is so good. Like I don't know like what little me was thinking. I was like, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's so good. Pretzels with mustard is just amazing. So that was gonna be my favorite pretzel. But this was so much fun. I'm so happy to have gotten to play this with y'all and anyone who's here or watching it later. Go find these people and all the cool stuff they do, and go find this project and go support it, because you can have it digitally, you can have it physically. I need physical copies. I've ordered mine because I need. Look at that! It's so good, and it's so like I'm so excited because it's so approachable and easy. It's the sort of thing like I would take to like cons and stuff like that to like run very, you know, just like impromptu, because you just do it on the fly. It's so good. It's wonderful. You've done a really good job with it. Hello, little Matt.
Hi.
My son.
It's all shy now.
Hi, buddy.
But oh my gosh, thank you all so much. My name is Jess. This is my channel. So if you've found it, good job. You're here. You did it. So hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button if it's YouTube. I think there's a bell you have to click, ring it, ding. I don't know. I'm not 100%
Click literally every button you can see near
if you
this
see a button,
video.
just click it, and then we'll be friends and we'll hang out more and we'll play more games. That's the plan.
That's how it works.
That's all you need to do. But yeah, you can come and we do a whole bunch of TTRPG stuff. We do a lot of video game stuff on the channel. Tomorrow we're returning to our Blades in the Dark stream. We have you can also find me over on Encounter Roleplay, where I play a vampire, or over on Scraticus Academy, where we play knockoff Power Rangers, basically, in the Ryu Thomas system. And it's a heckin' ton of fun. But yeah, I just want to say thanks. This was amazing. And I'll let you know as soon as I will tweet it out as soon as we have a nice cleaned up video to share, because you're gonna want to watch this again. It was really good. But I think that's it for now. So I'm gonna let you all go and just hope you have a heckin' good night. And Heart on Your Faces super appreciate you all, and hopefully we'll see you around for more games later. And go back this awesome game, and we'll see you. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.